All right, we're back here, and there is an organization called Clean Up the Lake, and it has been conducting dives. Teams are working to get a better understanding of how fishing and recreation, particularly ice fishing, may lead to submerged litter there.
So we're talking to the founder and the CEO of an organization called Clean Up the Lake, Colin West, via Zoom today. Colin, how are you?
Yeah, doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good. Appreciate your time. Tell us a little bit about your organization, Clean Up the Lake.
Yeah, so Clean Up the Lake, it was founded really in the times of the pandemic, if you will, and our organization's mission is to activate local communities into joining us to take action to protect the environment both above and below the surface, which is what we are most known for, which is conservation dive projects and cleaning up submerged litter, surveying for aquatic invasive species, and beginning to make observations on algae as well.
So you guys spend a lot of time in Lake Tahoe because you're kind of based out there in the California, Nevada area. What brought you out to Mille Lacs Lake here?
Yeah, there's a woman who works with an organization called Keep It Clean Coalition, and her name is Anne Bruciani-Lyon. And she called us at one point, had seen what we had done with a 72-mile scuba cleanup of Lake Tahoe, and really wanted to bring these kinds of resources, skills, work here to Mille Lacs. And we sent her some proposals of how we do the work that we do, and she called us almost a month or two later saying, hey, fully funded, get over here. And so, fast forward a year or so, and we slotted in our schedule, and here we are.
So it's kind of a twofold thing. It sounds like you're not only you're down there looking for garbage and trash and whatnot. We would mention specifically stuff from ice fishing, but you're also doing some research while the crews are down there. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think submerged litter in freshwater lakes has been something that's been ignored for decades, if not centuries, if you will. I've seen things that are easily over 100 years old that we've had to leave behind. And every lake that we put our head under, we see this is something that's been out of sight and out of mind. And, the world today looks so closely at marine litter and the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and what it's doing to marine life. And that's extremely important, of course. But why not look at the freshwater lakes and sometimes the water that we're putting in our own bodies? So that's really what our organization is about, protecting and getting out there and doing this work. So when we're doing this research, we're trying to assess in this first phase of work how this lake is behaving, what are the challenges, and is submerged litter down there and it is a significant problem like we've seen at other lakes, as well as the same kind of approach, if you will, for aquatic invasive species. Is there new infestations or new species coming along that need to be documented and reported to the appropriate authorities? So keeping ourselves busy, but at the end of the day, we're planning on a final report to send off to the agencies here that really give an overall assessment. We're happy to see that we didn't find as much litter beneath the surface as we were expecting here, but mussels and things of that nature in an AIS or aquatic invasive species were fairly significant.
So I'm curious about the fact that you didn't find much litter here, because I think that the idea that, Mille Lacs is so well known for ice fishing, and there's always that concern in the springtime that ice houses are left out there and there would fall through or whatever. Why is it that you think that you didn't find much litter? Is there a reason for this?
It's a good question. I think if you asked me 3 weeks ago what we thought we were going to find, I was thinking we were just going to be pulling up litter like nothing else, and would have estimated 5,000 or 6,000 pounds of litter, but ultimately we had about a couple hundred pounds, and that was across 15 different surveys, 12 different dives, 3 ROV dives. And, I think the reason being isn't that litter hasn't gone into that lake, but I think it is that shallow nature of Mille Lacs, where in Tahoe and other alpine lakes that we work in fairly often, you have very steep shelves and drop-offs that happen very close to the shoreline. So I think when you get hit, for instance, in Tahoe with westerly winds coming from the west going east, we have big granite boulders on the other side that drop off, and a lot of that litter just gets packed in there. So much so I sometimes can't even pull a beer can out. Here, it's just, predominantly 6 to 10 feet in a vast majority of the lake and a very shallow increase to the beaches. So I think a lot of that litter is blowing up and ending up on the beaches. And that would match what we see in other lakes as well, where a lot of the beach areas that are gradually shallow, litter isn't collecting. It's in different substrates in different steeper parts of the lake. And in Mille Lacs, the litter that we did find was heavy. It was cinder blocks. It was, glass, which is a smaller thing, but a heavier material type than plastic and aluminum, and then just other heavy objects as well.
Before we let you go, Colin, could you give us a couple of words about just the importance of keeping the lakes clean?
Absolutely. I think, the issue with litter is a widespread one. We're all responsible, whether we think we are or not. At the end of the day, litter is, it's trash, it's garbage that's ending up in the environment, whether it is accidentally or intentionally. And so many people, kind of hear what we're doing or hear the amount of litter they pick up and they go, those people are disgusting. How dare they? But at the end of the day, they're not throwing away Prada and Versace sunglasses or their cell phone, which is one thing we found in Mille Lacs, or towels or a hat also found in Mille Lacs. So a lot of the litter that we find, probably over half, I would say is accidental. Yeah. And so, there's definitely easily half that's intentional, but every single one of us needs to be more aware. We need to pack out what we pack in. We need to be prepared. And, before you take off on your boat, have you secured any, Coke cans or soda or garbage bags, like sandwich bags, anything like that. And also, every one of us can make a difference. So if you're not already using reusable coffee cups and a reusable water bottle, change now. Pack that out at the beginning of the day, throw it in your work bag, super easy. So together we can really protect Mille Lacs and other lakes like it.
Colin, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To learn more about the Clean Up the Lake organization, you can head to our website, minnesotalive.com.